Mic check. Here it is in my right hand.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chad Farrell, Ben Woodhouse.
Welcome to Middletown High School as CPTV Sports presents the Boys Connecticut Class M State Soccer Championship. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mark Robbins, along with my partner Francesco Graziano, as we get set for the Class M State Final in boys soccer between Suffield and Bacon Academy. And Frankie, we got a couple of teams that have done a lot to get to this point.
Bacon Academy coming in, their first championship appearance in school history. And for Suffield, they've won 5. They're looking to make it 6. The most important thing to watch today is the transition game for Suffield. They count that as their success. They like to hound the ball and try to get on the counterattack. And the same thing for Bacon Academy, except they like to switch personnel back and forth.
And defensively for Suffield, they have a very strong back team, plus an impenetrable goalie in Ben Woodhouse.
In 19 games, Ben Woodhouse has only given up 6 goals. That's a 0.32 goals against average. Mark Beigel, his coach, says it's very comforting to have him in net, but you have to credit the defense for playing out in front of him. You got a very athletic goalkeeper who also is the captain of the basketball. could just still say for Suffield, it's going to be their defense and their goalkeeper, 6 goals. Blah,
I mean,
blah, blah.
you have all this time during the game now to use that info.
Yeah. This what's going down.
Now for your home team, the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
Oh, what?
Your goalkeeper, Connor McHugh.
Thank
Number
you.
2, Alex Estevez.
Oh.
Number 3, Howie
What's going on?
Patrick. Number 4, Danny Bento.
Okay, you want us to go down on the field or do it in the
Number
booth?
5, Colin Gottlieb.
Okay.
Down. They're doing.
Number 6, Chad Farrell.
Yeah, but they're going to do the anthem and start the game. We're going to make it back.
Number 9,
Oh.
Fisk.
What were those people saying?
I don't know.
Number
I
10,
thought they unplugged it.
Brendan Quinn. Number 12, Jack
What's happening? You
McCoy.
on the road?
Number 16, Zach Slumsky. Bacon is coached by Andrew Shorten and assisted by Norm Pound. Would everyone please stand and remove your hats as we honor America and the playing of the national anthem. Today's referees
Is it Bacon Wildcats?
Bobcats.
Bobcats? And Suffield.
Juan Romino,
Wildcats.
Andy Gargano,
Really?
The Battle of the
and
Cats.
Tony
Oh.
Adona.
Bacon Academy Bacons.
Bacon is fried.
Pigskins.
They lose.
The Bacon Academy Pigskins. Oh my God. Get it out of the way now. Well, we were thinking about having a great game today, and all of a sudden we started sizzling in the sun.
Big crowd still filing in here at Middletown High School, the site of the Class M Boys State Championship. Suffield in the royal blue with the white trim, and Bacon Academy in the white with the royal blue trim. Keep those straight. Francesco Graziano, Mark Robbins with you as we get set for this one. And Frankie, as we look at both of these teams, it went as planned as far as seeding. The top two seeds, Bacon Academy number 1, Suffield number 2. They've both gotten to this point. Should be a tight one.
They've played masterfully on both ends of the ball all year, especially if you look at Suffield, though. It's a little different in the fact that they scored 62 goals, but their top scorer had 11. Look at the other side. Bacon scored 65, and their top scorer had about half of those goals with 31. So it's a balanced scoring attack on one end for Suffield, and on the other end, Bacon knows who their guy is to bring those goals to him.
And the goal keeps. Connor McHugh for Bacon Academy, and Ben Woodhouse, the junior, in the net, minding things for Suffield. We get set. Again, Suffield in the blue. The royal blue with the white, and the white with the royal blue is Bacon Academy, and we are underway. Class M state championship game. And Ed Motherway down that near sideline. Played in by Sean Sullivan and then taken away, and Motherway looks to control it, but it is Bacon Academy.
We highlighted those goalkeepers right away. They're very important because both of these teams, same part of their journey. Last game in the semis, they were both involved in penalty kicks. Goalkeepers stepped up to make big saves to get their teams into the championship.
And Suffield playing it up that far side towards Sean Sullivan, working on Colin Gottlieb in that corner. Mangiamelli lost it, lost control for Suffield, so it'll go over to the Bobcats of Bacon Academy against the Wildcats of Suffield. And middle of the field controlled by Suffield. They'll play it ahead to David Bierderman. Bierderman working and unable to control it. Gottlieb over there. Throw in by Esteve for Bacon Academy. Now they'll try to move it up here. Brendan Quinn, the junior, for Bacon Academy, now with the throw in.
You'll see Suffield play as tight as they can on the ball. That allows for them to dispossess the other team and then move quickly onto the counter attack.
Get a sense that both squads are kind of feeling each other out early. Sean Sullivan working up that far sideline. He's taken off. The ball is played out by Bacon Academy, so a throw in coming for Suffield.
If you wanted to play devil's advocate, you could say that that would be the time to attack the other team, but that's a dangerous scenario to do that really early on in the game because that counter attack could start just as quick as it began.
Motherway with a blast that goes high from about 32 yards out. And this is a team, Mark Beagle in his 10th year. These squads have never played each other. It's a young Suffield squad, lost 8 starters from last year's team.
Perhaps the thing they have in common most is that they both played Montville in very late parts of the season. Montville taking out Bacon Academy in a non-CIAC game, which was the ECC Championship, and in the quarterfinals, Suffield taking down Montville.
Motherway trying to play it forward, and the defense for Bacon Academy.
That game against Montville actually came for Suffield in the semifinals. That was the penalty kick game.
Ryan Goldberg playing it ahead. This is Farrow. Chad Farrow working his way out that far side, but it is poked away by Colin McFarland.
It's been Chad Farrow's year in a time where the community in Colchester, where Bacon Academy is located, needed him the most.
And Bacon Academy now with the throw-in. Ball pinballed around a little bit and then booted out. Back up toward midfield area. Esteve controlling, and Biederman tried to put it forward on a header. It went backward, and now they'll play it ahead to Sean Sullivan. Near sideline, working on Zach Slomski. Slomski being heavily recruited by Western Connecticut. They put a shot on goal, and Connor McHugh making the save for Bacon Academy.
When you're a goalkeeper, you have to move strongly from left to right, but the best way you do that is getting your feet set, knowing where the pass is coming from, and then shuffling very quickly as he did there to make the stop.
Farrow trying to work with Brendan Quinn, his junior teammate. Here comes Suffield the other way, near side. And Bacon Academy can't control it. It'll be a throw-in Motherway. From the midfield area. Tossing it into Grobe, Colton Grobe. One of the up-and-coming sophomores on this team and star in the making. Here's Motherway, showing some good ball skills. And it's poked away by Brendan Quinn of Bacon Academy, and it'll be the Bobcats with possession. Quinn again. Getting it into Zacratoli. Will be played back by Slomsky, and they'll go all the way back to McHugh and build from there. This is Ryan Goldberg, but he's got a dozen goals on the season to lead Bacon Academy. They've got about
Goldberg putting himself in the right spot there to get quickly over to the other side of the field and have a chance to spread the ball out to that front. That's where you'll see Bacon move two people up on the attack and move one back for the defense.
Ryan Della Penna with a nice heel kick ahead to Sean Sullivan, but the shot goes deflected wide. It'll be a goal kick a corner kick opportunity coming.
You always have to take a chance at the goal, because if you can get it far post and have all that ground for the goalkeeper to cover, you never know the kind of bounce you can get when you have a shot like that. You mentioned the heel. That's a bouncing ball that's hard to handle.
Colton Grove will take it from that far left corner. First corner kick of the match for either squad. And they'll play it low, back to Grove. Now he goes to the air, and a shot off the post, and a goal. It went in. Hit the far post and ricocheted in. I think it was Guminiak. Might have been Matt Guminiak with the header.
That play developing so very quick before our eyes. Grobe, who is the fastest player out on the field, makes that corner kick, gets that cross off in, and then you see the finish on the other side, heading it off the post and in. A goal for Suffield.
So the goal gives Suffield a quick lead, 1-0, less than 7 minutes into this match.
That is such a hard goal to make, for the fact that it is so tough to get off a cross in the first place when you're in traffic, but to do it with being out of position like that and getting it off that quick, that's impressive.
The side judge just took a tumble. One of the artificial grass gremlins got him.
Colton Grove.
I guess that's what happens when you build a new surface. You can never still get rid of those gremlins.
A huge momentum swing. And now they go play it up the near sideline. This is Biederman. Biederman, right side cross, is deflected away by Gottlieb. They try again to the cross for Grove, but it's taken away. Here comes Bacon Academy, trailing it 1-0 early in this match.
Suffield drawing first blood and also being the first ones to actually ignite an attack. A game-saving stop there on the other end for Bacon Academy, and now they need to get a shot on goal. They need to get themselves into this one.
And crowd a bit displeased for the Suffield fans, but it'll stay with Bacon Academy, and an opportunity now.
Tom Bartley drawing the yellow card.
Yeah. An opportunity for Bacon Academy. Ryan Goldberg will play it in from about 43 yards out. Over the wall, into the box. Woodhouse comes out to punch it away. Grove again bounces one in, and an easy save for Ben Woodhouse.
The team to come out with the 1-0 lead has to be the most confident one, obviously, and the fact that both goalkeepers have combined to give up only 13 goals on the season. So that's where Suffield draws the advantage early on, but you can't stand back and play defense the rest of the game. You still have to take it to them, especially in a point where Bacon is so vulnerable right now.
Middle of the field, Suffield trying to work and build from the back, and they turn and go. We haven't even played 10 minutes yet. A lot of excitement in this boys Class M state championship match. Far outside, this is Brendan Quinn. Cross into the box, actually. It turns out to be a shot. Woodhouse is there.
Didn't get enough air on that to make the cross. It's exactly what he wanted to do, but snuffed out by Woodhouse. It's going to have to be a better effort to beat that guy.
A little push-off called. That goes against Colby Decker. Checked in, a freshman for Andrew Storton in his first year at Bacon Academy, leading the Bobcats all the way to this Class M state championship match. And another opportunity. Here comes Suffield with another corner.
What an addition he's been to Colchester in that area. His first year, they go to the state championship game, sort of like the Messiah from overseas.
And a shot goes wide. That was Gominiak, Matt Gominiak, big sophomore with a boot. Both of these teams, you might have thought they would be rebuilding, but here they are in the Class M state championship game. Lots of seniors gone from a year ago. We talked about 8 for Suffield. Bacon Academy lost a few as well, and both teams have arrived. Last year, Bacon Academy lost in the first round of the Class M state tournament.
And Granby ended up beating them and moving on and losing to Suffield in the championship. A little 6 degrees of separation for them, but you do mention how they were able to rebuild. For Suffield, they've got some star sophomores that are really going to help them over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. And then you look at Colton Grove as being the best sophomore out there and one of the better players in the states coming in.
Julian Price and Nico Cervoni checking in for Suffield.
And talking about Grove, for the growth of him, not much room to grow after you win a championship your freshman year and you're the tournament's most outstanding player.
Throw in now by Bacon Academy. Quinn tries to redirect. Here's Motherway. Getting it back. And now trying to shoot one down that near side for Sean Sullivan. A little bit too strong. But without Bacon Academy able to control, a throw in for Motherway. He'll get it back. Ed Motherway. They lay off him and allow him to put one into the box. It's headed away. Not really defending that point on the offensive attack. Quinn to the outside. Trevor Biss, sophomore, wearing the headband.
For Bacon Academy, they've been starting to play on that right side of the field, but haven't been able to turn it into anything on the attack in the middle near that box.
Sullivan playing it back for Biederman. Get it ahead to Sullivan. Sullivan. Let's see who knocked it out. I believe Bacon Academy knocked it out along the side.
And it's not just about getting shots on the net. It's more than that. For Bacon, right now being down 1-0, they're going to have to pepper the net. They're going to have to keep Woodhouse in a position where he has to get uncomfortable somehow, and this is a guy that's very comfortable with his surroundings.
Jack Lydon checking in for Chris Luongo, and into the box, and the save made by Connor McHugh. McHugh with a big boot. Bacon Academy now trying this near sideline, and it's Esteve. They'll play it back and forth. Sean Flanagan is checked in, senior on the defense for Suffield. Colin Gottlieb trying to the far side as they play it over to Howie Kilpatrick. Knocked away by Colin McFarland. Up ahead, Sean Sullivan can't get to it in time.
That team paid dividends having him there. He took the final penalty shot against Montville, actually the final penalty kick, and he buried it home.
Playing it up for Brendan Quinn, but nice job by Gominiak to relieve some pressure, and allow the defense for Suffield to regroup. Kaminiak battling. This is Motherway and Quinn. The near side. Sun's going to be a factor for us and those here in the grandstand at Middletown High School.
Luckily for us, white and blue work perfectly together when trying to decipher jersey numbers.
It's a scientific fact. And it works well, too. All right, here's a steal. This is Biss. Trevor Biss crossing in the header. The defense that time, Colin McFarland. Back up in the middle of the field. Can the Wildcats get a run on? Try to get it to Biederman. Quinn with a little back tap. And back the other way, Suffield, until Colin Gottlieb slowed it down. And so Patrick fired it, and it's stolen at midfield. So Patrick lost it. Here's Suffield with a chance. Fender fell down. Still have it. Getting it over to Jack Lydon. He can't control it. Lost it. Went onto the foot of Chad Farrow. Right. Throw in opportunity. Or kick coming up. This is Connor McHugh.
13 shutouts for him, including 3 straight in these playoffs. Hasn't given up a goal yet, except for that one that we saw earlier on. And that's really the kind of shot it's going to take, trying to get him quick. And then you saw that ball bouncing off the post and in. That's what it's going to take to beat this guy.
Colin Gottlieb trying to redirect and play it up the far side, but Suffield's been able to keep it in and keep the pressure on against the Bacon Bobcats in the Bacon defensive zone. Approaching 24 minutes remaining first half. Mark Robbins, Francesco Graziano, and CPTV Sports with you for the boys Class M State Championship. The top 2 seeds, number 2 Suffield, number 1 Bacon Academy.
And you could see Suffield already trying to keep their personnel fresh, taking out Sean Sullivan, their leading goal scorer, and also sophomore Julian Price.
They'll play it ahead. Quinn can't run it down. It is taken by Colin McFarland. Plays it to the middle of the field. And now Lydon, the sophomore, can't control it. Biss takes it away from him. This is Quinn. Gets it back to Biss. The defense starts to swarm, and it's cleared out for the moment, just back to the midfield area by Suffield. Bacon Academy trying to push forward again. Suffield on top 1-0. They're playing it ahead to Farrow. Actually, this is Aiden Armstrong. That's Farrow. Now Sean Flanagan lost control of it, goes over to Bacon Academy, and now the Bobcats with a throw-in opportunity pretty deep in the Suffield zone.
Trying to take the immediate dagger shot there, throwing it into the box. But 2 players in front of who he was aiming for, so that's where you'd like to see them be a little more patient and get it out earlier in that portion of the field.
Foot race now up here in the near sideline. And it'll be controlled by Suffield, and Motherway will come over.
Coming into the ball game for Suffield, number 8, Chris Luongo. Very important substitute for them as they like to shift guys in and out.
Biederman maintains possession. I guess that ball knocked out by Aiden Armstrong. And they'll play it back to Motherway. On a nice chip into, tried to get it deep to Ryan Della Penna.
And just as quick as he came out, he's right back in. Sean Sullivan coming in, and also Bartley, who has to watch out the rest of the game because he does have that yellow card. But speaking of Suffield, you see Motherway distributing that ball deep onto the other side. That's been a very good help for them in their transition game. Motherway's got that big physical frame, and he could derive a lot of power out of that body to get the ball forward, and that's where a lot of their chances come from. And he comes out now to get a break.
Jack Lydon turning, trying to get it up to Sullivan. It's kicked back, and here's Lydon again. Just can't find Sullivan. The ball's free. Suffield with some control. Pass back to Lydon. Trying to get it into the box. It's deflected and taken away. And over the back is Gominiak. A little less than 21 minutes remaining in the first half. An early goal under the first 7 minutes of this match. Suffield has the Wildcats on top, 1-0.
A good way that is quite natural to start a comeback is to draw some fouls and also some plays where the ball goes out of bounds deep. And you could start some set pieces. And this opportunity right now for Bacon allows them to push some guys forward.
Both teams battling for possession here at midfield. Suffield. Della Penna with the turn. A long ball to Biederman down in the corner. Nice job to keep it in play. Into the box. Oh, McHugh coming way out. And now that centering cross. No one home for Suffield. Good job by the defense of Bacon Academy. That was Ryan Goldberg clearing it away.
Solid attack there by Suffield. You see Biederman on the run. He's going to have to come out after running that far. But he wins the possession there. They see that the goalkeeper is beat, so they try to move the ball around so that they can get a good shot off. But the defense for Bacon reigning supreme on that possession.
Suffield playing it back. Stephen Weiss checking in, another senior. Middle is Luongo. Getting it ahead. Son Sullivan. Cross and a goal! A beautiful feed from Sullivan. We're going to say Peter Meehan.
Brett Baskin, I think, being the goal scorer there. What a terrific transition game that they played. Look at this. They set it up beautifully, running forward. Sullivan creating that chance, knowing that he has the man on the other end, and he finishes that for the goal.
And a 2-0 lead for Suffield. So the great feed from Sullivan. We believe it was Brent Baskin. We'll check. We have a number discrepancy on the Suffield roster. But the goal's going to count, and the effort was outstanding. Sean Sullivan to Baskin. And so now Suffield in control on the scoreboard, and they have controlled the play on the field as well. And now they will get a chance to go on the attack again. And Brent Baskin is the goal scorer for Suffield. The official word coming from the scorer on the field.
Baskin, ever important. One of those guys getting those goals this year for them. 9 or 10 goals himself. It's just impressive that they can distribute the wealth so well on the Suffield team, and everybody scores.
So under 18 minutes left, first half, 2-0. Suffield on top.
9, Brett Baskin.
Collision. 2 players falling. They look like they were interlocked at the arms, the elbows, and forced each other down, but it'll stay in possession of Bacon Academy. Really, the Bobcats need to start peppering that Suffield goal, and Woodhouse is so difficult, as you know, Frankie, to score on, and when he's got a 2-0 lead, I mean, just impenetrable. So Suffield kind of taking its time now. A 2-0 lead will do that to you. Wildcats will be in no huge hurry. Deep ball.
So tough for this team now. You can't look at many games where they gave up 2 goals on the year. I don't think that there has been a game where Suffield has given up 2 goals on the year. So now it's quite a mountain for Bacon Academy to climb. But in order to do it, it's always about getting that first goal.
Got to take, baby steps at this point if you're Bacon Academy, and you really have to just turn the momentum and flip where the pressure is coming from. And right now this field has been tilted, and most of the action is where it is now in the zone, the defensive zone of Bacon Academy.
And what a player Baskin has been this tournament for Suffield. His second goal of the game. Earlier on in the tournament, they had come out flat in a few games where coach was nervous right away because he can tell in warm-ups how his team was going to perform, but they ended up getting every important strike that they needed to get out in front and get to this game. And as soon as they're here, looking to make it back-to-back, and certainly have good footing to do so right now.
Quick toss in by Chris Luongo. Try to get it to Sullivan. Luongo had it taken away on a nice tackle from Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg now a couple of headers to try and gain possession for Bacon Academy. This is Biss on the far side. Playing it up to Chad Farrow. Farrow loose. He's got Sullivan with him on his left. Farrow chips one wide.
That's a ball that the defense for Suffield does not want to lose. You don't want Farrow to have any space, but looking at how Suffield is able to defend the ball, they still have 4 men on that back line, and they are able to get back on defense quick enough to not allow Farrow the space to roam in front of the net.
Suffield throwing. Luongo leave it for his teammate Stephen Weiss. Checking in is back in is Biederman for Nico Cervone.
Such a timely substitution too. Biederman came out right before that goal scored because the ball had gone loose and he had been very tired on that run. He came out, Baskin came in for him, Baskin scored immediately. Now Baskin out and Biederman in. Beigel moving back and forth between players, trying to keep it fresh.
In a battle at midfield, and turning on it is Gominiak. They're going to give it back to Bacon Academy. Opportunity now for the Bobcats. Ryan Goldberg surveying the situation. Firing one to Biss, but it's headed away, and Colin Gottlieb plays it back in. Howie Kilpatrick trying on that far side. Now the throw in. Farrow misses on the header. Try and track it down in the corner. Working against Gominiak, and it goes over the end line. Last touched by Bacon Academy. Yet to get a corner kick are the Bobcats, and we're just under now 13 minutes to go first half.
They need those set pieces. They need the opportunities to get the defense spread out a bit and also their personnel so that they can try to beat Woodhouse.
This is Sullivan between the defenders and a goal. He beat Woodhouse. We got a match.
It's always about getting that first goal. The deficit now cut in half. Bacon can't celebrate for too long. Have to get right back and try to work on the second one now. You see them spreading out the defense. I'm not sure if Woodhouse came out on a substitution. They have a different goalie back there, but he's coming in and finish it, beats that goalkeeper.
Quinn With the goal, Brendan Quinn, and Bacon Academy makes it a 2-1 match with 12:30 to go. And quickly Luongo in the box, but it's taken away. Give the goal to Brendan Quinn. And Farrell up that far side. Dominiak. Kicks it away to relieve some pressure, but a throw-in coming, and suddenly the momentum has gone completely over to Bacon Academy.
Bacon Academy, besides that close game against Lewis Mills, they haven't played too many close games. They did have that loss against Montville, but that doesn't count in the grand scheme of things.
Colton
now
Grobe
they could see these close games and how they could play in it.
Grobe takes a tumble right at the Middletown M at midfield. Back it comes. It'll be played in by the Wildcats.
Wildcats have to get back on it quickly. They've done a great job of creating counterattack opportunities by dumping the ball forward. It's exactly what they have to do here. Have to put more pressure on Bacon, try to get another 2-goal lead.
Oh, into the box from midfield. Dominiak with a header. It kept it alive, but it's taken back, and Quinn tries to now chase it down, but Weiss puts it deep. Delapena can't run it down, but it'll go off one of the Bobcats, and it'll be a corner kick coming for Suffield.
I have to say how surprised I am that with how these teams usually try to play patiently to get the opportunities and how good their goalies are, that you would already see 3 goals early on in this game.
Grobe with the corner. Far side, the header, and a save, and then over the crossbar.
Goalkeeper Connor McHugh trying to bat it away. Very dangerous play because that was shot hard enough. Exactly what you want to do. You want to hit it off the goalkeeper, receives the cross, makes the challenge on net, and the goalkeeper can't come up with it. That's where you're there for the rebound, just going over the net.
So some pressure and an opportunity or two stopped by McHugh and the Bacon Academy defense, and now up the far side is Farrell. Putting one into the box. Oh, Woodhouse getting tangled up a bit with Aiden Armstrong.
Referee cautioning here the goalie, as you'll see on this replay. Farrell going up, and a bit of a dangerous play. The referee telling the goalkeeper not to come down. He hit Farrell with the ball over the top.
Playing on. Suffield with a 2-1 advantage. Dominiak will throw in now, and Suffield's trying to regroup and regain some of the momentum it lost on the Quinn goal.
Last time CPTV Sports saw Suffield, Dominiak had 2 goals against Granby.
A shot that will go wide, but deflected, I believe, and a corner coming up for the Wildcats of Suffield. Mark Beagle in his 10th year with a young squad that has gotten the 2nd seed in this tournament, and then Grobe, the header, and it's taken away. Back out toward the midfield area. Good job by that Bacon Academy defense. This is Grobe. Colton Grobe. Nice turn. Into the box. It's deflected away.
You could see that ball just getting and tailing away from the defense. A perfect ball put forth by Grobe Such a dynamic player, only a sophomore. As we mentioned, as a freshman, he was the outstanding player in the Class S tournament. Watch him make this move. Defender, no shot here as Grove goes by. Terrific move.
Motherway back in. He'll attempt to throw it from the near side, and he gets it into the box, but it's headed away. Checking in, Ryan Joquin for Bacon Academy. Oh, and some pushing right in front of the side official. They'll play on. It'll be Bacon Academy to control it with the goal kick. Approaching 7 minutes remaining first half, 2-1. Suffield on top of Bacon Academy. And unable to control it for Suffield is David Biederman. Sophomore lost control of it, so it goes back over to Bacon Academy.
Bacon came out as flat as you could, but still only down by a goal despite going down by 2 early in this game.
Dangerous play, with ball awarded to Suffield.
Suffield doing so great on set plays so far in this game, and they've had many of them. It's just a quick, decisive strike every time, and they always find that open body.
Long ball, it will go very long and out of play from Gominiak.
That was good from about 53 yards out.
All right, and coming back in is Baskin, one of the goal scorers for Suffield, along with Nico Servione.
It's just the way that Beigel likes to play it. Almost transitioning defense to offense. Got to use those free substitutions, but you have to use them wisely.
Far side throw in coming up for Suffield. Under 5.5 left first half. Wind picking up from our left to right. Oh, and a steal. Bacon Academy looking to get it up to Farrow. And that was L.J. Luster, freshman, with that steal and the long pass attempt for Bacon Academy. Servione will throw it in. No, he'll leave it for Motherway.
That's exactly who you want. Most powerful guy out there to try to throw one close to the net.
And back out, and it'll be Motherway again. And when he's defiant, that's right, it's the way he wants to do it or no. It's Motherway or no way.
And you see number 15, Aaron Lorenzo, stepping up right away and recognizing just how much of a threat Motherway is. Have to quell it out.
Good job on that throw. Servione with a header. It got close. And it was on goal, but kicked away. And how about that? No whistle? Yes. A dangerous play from Gominiak, and he went over the Bacon Academy player.
High flyer, like one of those tag team specialists you see on the wrestling end, has to tame it for this championship soccer game.
Quinn tried to put it into the box, taken away by Suffield. The defense for the Wildcats clearing and relieving pressure. Approaching 3.5 minutes remaining. First half. 2-1 Suffield on top. Bacon Academy cut a 2-0 deficit but 8 minutes ago.
Class S and Class M have just been dominated by the NCCC. Suffield winning last year, Summers winning 3 out of 5, excuse me. And it would be a great feather in Suffield's cap to make it a back-to-back effort.
And a lot of play now at midfield. Kilpatrick went to the air for that ball for Bacon Academy, and then play back toward the middle. Ryan Goldberg fighting for possession with Servione. Long ball, Quinn can't connect with the header. Servione nearly had a break. Esteve, other way. 2:20 left, first half. Little elbow coming from Esteve on David Biederman.
Biederman, as long as he's been in the game, he's been a workhorse, winning possession for the team. That's always going to be Suffield's strong suit. They like to win possession. They like to hound the defense, and they certainly do well at that.
Under 150 to go, first half. It's played up. Turning and looking at Sean Sullivan. Tries to put one on net. Last 90 seconds of this first half.
It's been a bit of an odyssey of the season for Sullivan. Obviously, their leading goal scorer with 11 goals, but he's done that in about half the time it would take to complete a full season, missing half the season with a high ankle sprain.
Teams now trying to gather possession, and get good field position. Biederman now in the near side, and the cross for Servione. Servione missed on the header. Good idea from Biederman. Under a minute left, under 50 to go.
With the way that they're able to use their set pieces to their advantage and the crosses that they have, sometimes it just feels for Suffield that it's a matter of time before they could draw net.
Bacon Academy gets it to Quinn on the header. One more quick attack is the hope of the Bobcats, but it's taken away, and Dominiak plays it forward. Coming way out is McHugh. He's out of the net. It's kept alive by Sullivan. The cross, far side. And it's off a defender for Bacon Academy. If Suffield can hurry, they'll have a corner. Grove putting it down. 5 seconds. Into the air. Dominiak fans on it, and that'll do it for the half. An exciting first half. 3 goals total, 2 for Suffield, and a 2-1 lead over Bacon Academy.
Suffield has absolutely dominated time with possession. They've used that to turn 2 goals onto the scoreboard. For Bacon Academy, getting one back, it's going to be important for Andrew Storton at the half to keep his team in it and make sure that they could finally win some of these possessions and be physical.
2-1, Suffield leads it after one half of the Class M Boys State Soccer Championship. Back with the second half, CPTV Sports.
Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4.
CPTV Sports presents the Connecticut Boys Class M State Soccer Championship. Welcome to Middletown and the matchup between Suffield and Bacon Academy. Hi again, everybody. I'm Mark Robbins, along with my partner Francesco Graziano Jr. And Frankie, we've got a couple of powerful teams here in Class M that have been able to get to this point, and they've done so kind of different ways.
You see that this Bacon Academy team will be coming in trying to win their first championship ever. For Suffield, they've won 5, looking for number 6. Both teams coming in off of the semifinals in penalty kick fashion. But this game is going to be determined by who wins the transition game and who's going to be the team that can get the most possessions in a very physical game.
Let's talk about Suffield first, the number 2 seed, and they can score, but really it's the defense that has been so strong and stout for them all year. And in goal, he's been nearly impenetrable, the junior Ben Woodhouse.
Woodhouse has only given up 6 goals on the season. That's a 0.32 goals against average. He's terrific in moving his body from right to left. He's got a big frame, too, that can block those shots. He's also the captain of the basketball team. Coach Mark Beigel will tell you, though, that you have to give the credit to the defensive end for only giving up those 6 goals.
Bacon Academy has a pretty strong defense, but a very strong offense as well, and Chad Farrow is their leading scorer.
He's got 3 goals in the tournament, but for Chad Farrow, it was the 2 goals against Wolcott Tech that gave them 31 on the season. That's a new school record for Bacon. He is the record holder now. What kind of a spot would it be today if he could be a hero and try to get some goals for his team against a very stout Suffield defense?
Bacon Academy is the top seed in Class M. Suffield is the defending state champ. We've got the opening kick and all the action coming up next right here on CPTV Sports.
Let's come back with a read. It's probably going to be the only time we're going to be able to do it. You want to read one? I got 3 of them here.
Which one?
Either one. He's coming up now.
Yeah. When severe weather moves in, every second counts. Eyewitness News wants to keep you informed on changing weather conditions with their early... Oh, we're going to switch.
I got color.
I got play-by-play.
I guess.
All right, we switched. Okay. When severe weather moves in, every second counts. Eyewitness News wants to keep you informed on changing weather conditions with early warning weather and live Doppler radar to help keep you safe. Start of the second half here, the Class M Boys State Soccer Championship. Suffield with a 2-1 lead over Bacon Academy. As, of course, the two teams have switched sides, so you got Bacon Academy going from our left to right in the white with the blue trim, and in the blue with the white trim going from right to left. Suffield with a 2-1 advantage as we get set for the final 40 minutes of Class M state soccer for this 2012 season. An exciting first 40. We expect the second half to be equally entertaining. And quickly, Suffield on the attack. And a shot. Ball trickling free. And a save sprawling by Connor McHugh.
I've liked watching Connor McHugh all game. He's a very aggressive goalkeeper. He tried to get up on Sullivan as soon as he broke through the defense, but had to move back in order to make that save. You'll see here is the difference. Sullivan getting the ball in the box, getting back in time, and then almost losing the rebound, but making the move on the other end was McHugh, a game-saving stop to keep it a one-goal deficit.
You're right. Bacon Academy fighting back valiantly in the first half to get that 2-0 deficit down to a manageable one-goal, 2-1 deficit at the break, and could not afford to give up a quick goal to the Wildcats of Suffield. Stronger field position. And in front, a collision, and McHugh able to pick up the loose ball.
That's just a great defensive play. The tangling of the feet was inevitable with those two bodies coming together, but perfectly legal. Bacon doing all they can to stay in this game now.
Play it back and try to move it forward. That was Esteve trying to work it up that far side. The kick a little too strong on the pass. And the throw in for Suffield. They can't control it very long, and that's kind of a wasted possession. Back and forth on that far side.
For Bacon, they can't really afford to waste too many possessions, because if you look back at the first half, they didn't have many possessions in the attacking third. That's something that they have to work on, and something that they certainly talked about at the halftime.
And they're going to stop the clock. For a equipment malfunction on the foot of Sean Sullivan. That's technical for his shoelaces weren't tied. In the header by Ryan Joquin going out of bounds. Throw in for Tom Bartley of Suffield. Joquin pushing it forward. Colton. Grobe trying to get it back, turned in the right direction so Suffield can go forward. Bartley will toss it in around the midfield area.
So far, you have to be happy if you're Bacon Academy, because at least they're able to maintain some kind of possession early on in this half and pass the ball around. Really, not too many opportunities for them early on in this game.
Well, outside of the opportunity in the opening moment of this half by Bacon Academy, when the ball trickled by Suffield, when it trickled past McHugh, this has been a disjointed effort really on both teams to get a flow here in the second half. neither side able to get a real consistent attack going. Farrow lost it on that far side. Very big crowd here at Middletown High School. The grandstand you see on the far side, and from our cameras, is the visiting side, and that is half full with people lining the fence on that side, because the near side of the grandstand, where we are in the press box, is completely packed.
Well, our CPTV Sports crew does a great job of innovative techniques of putting camera mics in the crowd so you can hear a lot of the action, and there are a lot of people here, so it's good for you folks to hear at home.
And they go to Farrow. Long ball, but that's a nice job by Dominiak to relieve some of the pressure, allow his mates to retreat and get into a defensive position.
For the owner of a green Chevrolet Suburban,
the Thanksgiving
Connecticut
holiday
license plate
weekend,
669.
and it means state championships in
Yankee
boys soccer.
Kilo Charlie, please report to your vehicle immediately.
Chance for Bacon Academy here. Howie Kilpatrick lost it out, but it's a corner opportunity.
Kilpatrick been sort of the MVP of this half for Bacon Academy, stopping a ball from trickling by him and challenging the goalkeeper on defense, and then moving up here on the counter and creating that chance for the corner kick.
Ryan Goldberg will take it. High into the box, far side post. No one around. And a shot comes in from outside, about 25 yards out. And a shot in the goal. The header is good. The cross from Goldberg and the header. And soaring in celebration, Danny Pinto, the senior, in a crowd.
After the first goal, they couldn't really celebrate it as much because they knew the business at hand was getting the next one. And after being down 2-0, it's been a great opportunity for Bacon to stay loose and try to get some chances on goal. They haven't had very many of them, but they have taken advantage of Woodhouse today. That's not easy. He's only given up 6 on the year, now 8.
2 in this game. Pinto on the header, the assist to Ryan Goldberg. At around the 34-minute mark remaining in this Class M Boys State Championship match.
What a compliment Ryan Goldberg is to the flash style of Chad Farrell. On the season now, he has 12 assists, 10 goals, 4 assists now in the playoffs for Goldberg. The distribution goes through him, and that's what's helped them get to a 2-2 tie game.
Tremendous effort. Bacon Academy down midway through the first half, 2-0 to Suffield, has battled back against one of the strongest defenses in all of the state, not just in Class M. And this match is even at 2. Suffield now stung a little bit. The Suffield crowd really right in front of our broadcast booth trying to pick up the Wildcats a bit.
Again, let's revisit that transition style that both teams are trying to do. On that goal, before it was scored, Kilpatrick getting the corner kick for his team. He's a central defender coming all the way up and making an extra body up there for his team to have an attack on net. That's what set it up.
On the far side, throw incoming.
You'd be remiss if you didn't give credit for Pinto to stay on the doorstep and finish and make Woodhouse and company pay.
And that he did, popping out of that pack with the header. Dominiak now trying to play it up. It's taken away. Goldberg trying to play it up that far side on the counter, and counters have been so important in this match. And back and forth, and really there have been a couple of moments, but it's, I feel, a very a disjointed second half here, Frankie.
Really, for the fact that you've seen Suffield on the attack early, and now it's been Bacon a little bit getting into that position, but really surprising how fast Bacon was able to get back in this one after going down 2-0. Suffield has to continue that attack. And you mentioned disjointed. They've been a more possession-based team rather than relying on the counterattack today, which is not really their MO.
And in this second half, a lot of pinball action between the two sides at midfield. Nobody getting a lot of organized runs at the goal or at the defense of the other. And now a nice opportunity for Suffield. A direct kick. Floated in over the wall. McHugh comes up, pokes it away, and has to hustle back. Kept in by the Wildcats, and they tried to turn. That was Grove, but he couldn't turn enough on the angle and make that cross effective.
At the last second, you saw Sullivan run forward into the box. Got McHugh spooked a little bit, but he still was able to answer and get a hit on the ball. Such an aggressive goalkeeper, and that really has worked as long as you can get back on the defensive quickly, and he's been able to do so.
Grove, that header that's taken out. Ryan Joquin got the start here in the second half. Junior for Bacon Academy came in and getting away with a little push is Dominiak. Little elbow.
Elbowed into the back there. Great call by the official. Can't play the advantage because there weren't too many Bacon players forward, so they will get an opportunity at a set piece, get some bodies into the box.
From about 46 yards out, they do get it inside, and it's headed out and then just kicked to the side by Colin McFarland. An opportunity on a throw-in for Bacon Academy.
CPTV Sports is the name of the game, and for Bacon Academy, the name of the game for them is to get Woodhouse off balance. They've been able to do so. That's how they've been getting their goals. You haven't seen him challenged too many times this year where he's actually been beaten, but today, two of them out in front, and they've done it quick.
Playing it ahead. And a little loss of control that time by Colin Gottlieb of Bacon Academy, and so it goes over to Suffield, and now they get a little handsy, and that's the goal scorer, Pinto, getting tangled up with Tom Bartley. And now Colton Grove here on the near side, two-man wall. And the ball goes into the box on a cross. Beautiful heading attempt. It's down and loose, controlled a bit by the Wildcats. And that is Sean Sullivan trying to turn. And he lost it out, but it was deflected last touch by Bacon Academy. So a near side throw in. Dominiak with the heave. The header kicked away. It'll go off the backside end line for a corner kick. We are looking directly into the sun on the left side here.
Grove will take the corner.
Medium height, a laser into the box. Nobody took a shot until there. And McHugh with a nice save. Another shot that goes wide. That was Servione who had checked in. The first shot may have come from Sullivan. That was saved by McHugh. The rebound by Servione. Look at it again, Frankie.
Luckily for McHugh, he's such a great defender in the fact that he's able to move his body quickly to stop the shots. But I know these shots are coming in fast and loose against him, but he has to come up with the ball and corral it and hold it because there are so many rebounds being created by Suffield. They are just attacking the ball in the box and shooting as hard as they can at McHugh, taking advantage of that aggressiveness.
2-2 the score with about 26.5 minutes remaining in regulation. They're playing it deep for Sullivan, who's able to turn and fire and go wide. A good effort that time by the junior, Sean Sullivan.
Such a nice effort that it tricked many of the fans into the crowd as to believing that that was a goal. Sullivan turning on a dime, getting that ball on the ground as the goalkeeper thought it might have come through the air, but a good shot.
And here's a trick for all of you viewers, whether you're watching here on CPTV Sports or you go to a game, in particular when you go to a game and it's tough with the angles and suns, you watch the reaction of the players and don't keep your eyes so much on the ball.
That's true. Always a good way to look at it because those players, especially in a game like this, we saw Pinto when he scored. He went all the way from the goal mouth all the way past that M at the midfield in a dashing run.
Servione can't get it, and neither can Goldberg. Quinn trying to get it forward, and instead Suffield plays it back.
It's not that the players have tightened up, but ever since Bacon has tied this game, it's just been a little tighter. Both teams playing very close right now. Don't see really who can separate themselves, but we have seen Suffield have more chances on net in this game.
Sean Sullivan playing it off. Oh, a little handball. No call because the referee had his back turned to the action. Sullivan was directly behind him.
Ball coming off the elbow, more of the forearm. Definitely would be a handball. Obviously incidental, but it doesn't matter. If the ball goes off that portion of the body, it is a handball.
Bartley trying to get something going for Suffield. Here's Bacon Academy. Pinto. Actually, that's Farrow. Trying to get it to Quinn, and it's cleared by Gominiak. It'll stay in favor of Bacon Academy, and Quinn heading it with nobody there but Gominiak.
Those back four for the Wildcats stay very close together. That's the lifeline for goalkeeper Woodhouse. It's really different from what you see on the other end for Bacon Academy, but the best way to expose that are for quick runs up the middle to break it up.
Fulton Grove and Goldberg, a couple of sevens going at it in the middle of the field there a moment ago. Biss can't control it, and they go at it again. And an elbow, again, no call.
And you're right in that sense, Mark.
That was
going down with the player. It wasn't the shoulder to shoulder, which is perfectly legal. You could see just by the bend in the arm from that angle, you can tell that that's an elbow into the chest. The official is trying to call a loose game. I can tell from what he's doing out there, but at some point, you do have to make a call like that. Player safety is always paramount.
Ball thrown out of bounds by Suffield, so it's Bacon Academy with an opportunity to push it forward. But again, it's been a disjointed effort really by both teams in the midfield area from the majority of this second half. Losing it. Servione on the far side. Suffield gets it back on the errant throw-in by Bacon Academy. This is Luongo. Turning. Working on Goldberg. He got by him but tripped up by Goldberg. Suffield will keep the ball. And an opportunity. It's not quite a corner, but a pretty nice opportunity here for Suffield. Don't you think, Frankie?
They've done a great job of actually getting it into the box and creating traffic out in front of the net that has forced McHugh to move from his post. If they could do that again, they'll have another chance on net.
Into the box, and the defense heads it away. Back out to Motherway, who chips one into the box, and McHugh is there. Biss lost control of it. Gominiak for Luongo, but the defense intercedes.
Right there, Bacon a little too concerned with trying to ignite the counterattack, working against them, drawing the deep throw, but more importantly, could have led to a goal. So they'll have to watch on that in the future.
Gominiak with the throw in, and he'll take a running start from the track on that far side.
And Della Penna
nice
come back
ball. Deep throw in. Nice job. Goes to that near post that McHugh is able to seal off.
We talk about how they turn defense into offense in substitutions. Della Penna coming in for that corner kick to provide a tall body that can get ahead on net.
So Sullivan and Colton Grove coming back in, checking back in, replacing Baskin and Jack Lydon for Suffield. And here come the Wildcats again on that far side. Centering cross, and there's McHugh again.
That time, out of all the plays I've seen him, that time was one where I thought he wouldn't be able to come up with the ball, especially with a player out in front. But he was able to catch it finally. That grasp is going to be the lifeline to keep McHugh alive in this game. Remember, he's a great goaltender. He's only given up 7 on the year, now 9 after today, but have to make sure that you keep those balls in hand.
And Farrow can't control it for Bacon Academy. It'll go to Motherway. Going to try to take advantage, but Goldberg there. Here's Flanagan. Sean Flanagan will play it back to Motherway. Get it up here on the near side to Sullivan. Poked away, but it will remain with the Wildcats. Colton Grove plays it in to Miniak. He's got an idea. It's deflected away, and Goldberg pops it up. Pinto looking for Farrow. Can he turn? He can, but he won't have the ball with him.
Got to move quickly now. Montville seeing that they have a chance to throw it in. Excuse me, Bacon Academy seeing they have a chance to throw it in. Got to move on that counterattack.
Suffield with it. On the throw-in far side. Under 20 minutes to go in regulation. 2-2. Oh, they try to feed it to Flanagan on the left side, but it's defended nicely by the Bobcats of Bacon Academy. Sullivan going at it with Howie Kilpatrick. This is Grove playing it back for Colin McFarland. They go far side now, really trying to spread things out, spread out that Bacon Academy defense. Gominiak can't control a long pass.
To the credit of both teams, they played pretty hard for the 60 minutes or so we've seen in this game, passing it very quickly and not allowing for any time to develop.
Grove tried to chip it in to Della Penna. But the defense right there in the middle of the field, very solid for Bacon Academy. It's a meaty defense for Bacon Academy, not a lot of fat. All right, I had to say something.
Bacon Academy sizzling in the second half.
We went a long time without saying it.
Well, you knew
now we will stop.
You knew as soon as Mark made the joke, I had to jump in there, folks. Sorry about that if you're in the Colchester area. But we just like you even more.
So Suffield now with an opportunity. Playing it from that far side. Let's see what this set looks like. Coming in and out of the shadows. Roll with a high ball deep into the box. The header. Oh, and a gorgeous stop from Colin McHugh.
McHugh officially in a groove now. That was a great header. Just a soft touch on the ball. Enough to change the direction and get towards the net. But there to stop it was McHugh diving to his left, and a beauty of a save.
Colin McHugh saving the day so far for Bacon Academy. And I could have gone with a joke there, and I didn't. And pushing off and getting away, and now things get a little bit chippy, and the whistle apparently hidden. as the play at midfield and just into the Suffield zone.
But in a 2-on-1 situation, you have to feel for the person who is the one man against two. And that time, Quinn did not get too frustrated despite the hard play, stuck in it, and didn't commit a foul. That's what you want to see out of a composed player in a championship setting.
Kilpatrick throwing it in, and Suffield is able to control. Sullivan trying a heel pass for Della Penna. They are riding each other. Finally a whistle. You know, if you don't blow the whistle, it signals to the players that it's okay.
And that's why we got on the referee a little earlier for the elbow. Have to make some calls, at least sometimes, to restore the order in the game. That time we saw one from the official. Bacon on the attack.
A lot of balls in the air. Controlled. And now Suffield, Della Penna looking for help. Tried to get it ahead to Sullivan. Good defense that time from Colin Gottlieb.
And here comes the goal scorer, Brent Baskin, for his team coming out. And how many times you see Biederman come out of action, get a spell of air, and then go back in there stronger as ever.
Play it back to Motherway. Getting it forward to Flanagan, but he couldn't control it. Goes down into the near corner, into the bright sunshine here in Middletown. Controlled now. Goal kick coming for Bacon Academy. And we're under 15 minutes remaining in regulation. 2-2. We got a ballet going. Chris Luongo working on Goldberg. Comes back the other way to Grove. The chip is controlled and a little playing some head games, both sides. McHugh lost it, got it back.
That's where the communication for McHugh and his defender needs to be a little stronger. The defender did do a good job of keeping the would-be goal scorer away from the ball. Kilpatrick once again trying to save the day for his team, but can't bump into each other like that. That creates a loose ball, and that can result in a negative on the scoreboard.
Miniak trying to play it ahead to Sean Flanagan. And we are back here at the midfield area. Back and forth, and this is Colton Grove. He's got a rush going. They get away with an inadvertent handball again against Bacon Academy. Sullivan trying to get it to Luongo. Can he keep it in? Grove, cross, kicked away.
And that's the official playing the advantage, not calling the handball. And just another chance for Suffield. With the way that things have been a little erratic in net for McHugh today, by how many times he's been challenged. Yes, he has answered the call, but you have to wonder, is it a matter of time?
Grove putting one high and on the backside of the net. Under 13 left in regulation.
This is where the bodies start to come out on both sides as you might try to anticipate an extra time period.
Suffield, the defending Class M state champion. Bacon Academy looking for its first. And a dangerous play against the Wildcats. Control now to Bacon Academy. A deep ball. The defense has been very solid after the goal, the second goal for Suffield. Both defenses here in the second half playing well. And really for Bacon Academy, since about the 17-minute mark, when they gave up the second goal, it's been a very stout defense for the Bobcats.
Took them a long time to get into this game, didn't it, Mark? And since then, you know, Suffield has had a lot of chances, but still, Bacon Academy doing that bend but don't break philosophy.
Kilpatrick with the toss in. Gominiak answers with the header, and Kilpatrick's able to keep it in right there. And here's Gominiak. Two of them playing long distance catch in a way. Look at the footwork from Matt Gominiak, just a sophomore, big kid. He goes down, Motherway takes control. Works it past Goldberg. Sullivan takes a tumble. Servione lost control, but it was last touched by one of the Bobcats. A throw-in coming for Suffield. Good action here in the near side around the midfield area. And checking in for Suffield, David Biederman.
You got to go back on offense. You need Biederman to do so.
Down into that near corner. And
Weigel showing you that the substitution in the high school game is a lost art. He's made quite a living off of it, creating championships, and maybe another one this year.
Motherway on the toss in. He'll get it back, and one times it. It's deflected in front of the net.
For a one-timer, that was just perfect. Got it low on the ground, so where if it could bounce off the turf, it would beat the goalkeeper, but smartly the defender there, and I think it was Kilpatrick again.
Gominiak. The chip pass is deflected by Biss. Getting through the defense. McHugh sliding out. Boy, has he been active. Haven't seen much of Woodhouse. He gave up the only goal in this half, but he certainly hasn't had the activity that McHugh has had.
You have to think that if there was a man of a lesser stature in net for Bacon Academy, even just a little bit, they would not be in this game. McHugh has risen to the challenge. Connor McHugh saving the day for his team.
Now we're approaching the 9-minute mark. Overtime will consist of a couple of sudden death, sudden goal halves. And if that ends, if we end still tied without a goal, that's the way it will finish with co-state champions.
No, Mark, they call it sudden win or sudden victory nowadays because they don't want it to be so macabre.
That's right.
I'm a big fan of sudden death. I'm going to keep calling it that. Society thinks things could be too morbid sometimes, but you have to go with sudden death. It really goes for the atmosphere of the situation, and these two schools bringing in a lot of fans here today. A lot of tension right now, you can tell in the crowd. Right, Mark?
Oh, I think so. Both sides eager to see what happens, and a header in front by Bacon Academy as Grobe tries a flying attempt that goes wide. Both sides sensing some urgency, and boy, it's only going to build. That intensity is only going to get thicker, if you will, as the clock winds down and we get closer to the end of regulation and the possibility of overtime.
The overtime session, actually 2 periods that they play out. They play the silver goal. Team that's accrued the most goals after that becomes the winner, or the dreaded co-champions.
A turnover by Bacon Academy. Gominiak decides to play it short across the field. This is Stephen Weiss. And a strong move and a cross that goes high. Controlled and battled for in that sunny corner. Grove gets it back out to Luongo. Gominiak under control with it. He fires away, and there's McHugh.
Ball can bounce so fast off of a perfect turf field. That's Gominiak having the awareness to make a shot like that, but McHugh as he's been this whole half, right there to make the save.
Approaching 6.5 remaining in regulation. Taking his time. McFarland, deep ball into the box. A little pushing. Ball gets free. Motherway can't control it. It's a break for Bacon Academy. It's Farrow on McFarland. Farrow centers, and the defense is there. They had it well defended in the middle of the field.
Farrow never kept his eye off the ball. Didn't even look where the defender is. He had a sixth sense, to where his fellow offensive mate was. Tried to thread the needle there on the ground rather than getting it up, but still very aware to keep possession for his team. And now Bacon on the attack.
Howie Kilpatrick will throw it in. McFarland. Pinto with a header. He scored on one earlier. McFarland tried to one-time it and get it into the box, but he shot it wide.
If nothing else, a chance for the collective hearts of the Bacon Academy group there to beat a little faster as they all rose up to their feet.
Playing it ahead for Luongo. Look at McHugh coming way out. A shot high. Boy, McHugh came flying out. He collided with Luongo, and McHugh remains down.
I can't say that surprises me. He is such an aggressive goalkeeper, just running upfield trying to make the play. You hope he's not hurt, but such a great effort for him today. He really has given it all.
Connor McHugh listed as the only goalkeeper for Bacon Academy, and he and I believe it was Luongo with a collision. And it appears that McHugh will be all right.
Get back up there. They'll give him a chance to get a rest.
We'll take a quick break and come back. 2-2 with about 4:53 to go in regulation. You're watching the Class M Boys State Soccer Championship on CPTV Sports.
Go game time, quick.
Let me know. Send this to me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
We're going to come back as it comes.
Tune in to CPTV Sports every Thursday night at 7 for Game Time, hosted by Joe Zone and John Holt, featuring interviews with coaches, players, and sports writers from across the state and comprehensive analysis on the Connecticut sports scene. It's Game Time here on CPTV Sports. And now the final, little less than 5 minutes of regulation. Second half. Connor McHugh, okay, still in the net for Bacon Academy.
And right now he's hoping that his team either wins it or they keep the ball away from him. Wind got knocked out of him after taking a tough shot after defending the net aggressively, as he does best.
And Bacon Academy now on the throw-in from the far side as we approach 4 minutes remaining. Motherway tracking it down. Here on the near side at midfield. And it's taken away by L.J. Luster. And it will be controlled by the Bobcats of Bacon Academy.
Keep an eye on that L.J. Luster, a freshman player, has a goal already in the tournament. He came on late. That's the fresh legs and spark that this Bacon Academy feels that could separate them from other teams.
Pinto getting it ahead. Farrow can't control it. Comes back out. That's Kilpatrick. To Ryan Goldberg. He'll try the deep ball, try to get it into the box. It's defended well by Suffield. The Wildcats look the other way with Luongo playing it back to Grove. Here comes Colton Grove. Finding Sean Flanagan. They go back to Motherway. Spreading things out. Grove with it. Near side. Colton Grove still with it. Working his way up the field, trying to get that cross. And he has his pocket picked. And McFarland plays it back in. Comes McHugh out again. His defense is there for him.
The defender making a bicycle kind of kick to get the ball away. And who else but Kilpatrick? Excellent defensive game for him. Every time McHugh wasn't able to come up with a save, it's been Kilpatrick right beside him.
Oh, they got a ball loose, and McHugh again can't find it. They play it back, and it's wide to the left. Oh, McHugh nearly got burned by his aggression.
Hearts pounding all over the place. That was the opportunity that Suffield needed to end this game. 2 chances with the ball going past McHugh. You have to come up with the ball, as we mentioned earlier. McHugh, with so many efforts on net, you have to think the fatigue has to set in eventually, but superhuman effort for him.
Ryan Della Petta had the blast that went high and wide. And with 1:45 and the clock ticking away here in regulation, this is Motherway.
It's funny because in the early parts of the halves are where we've seen the goals so far today. But as these teams have gotten into a groove, they are not breaking at all.
Kilpatrick trying to get it ahead. Farrow, 2 defenders on him. Goldberg to Pinto. This is Goldberg. Going middle of the field now, and he goes across. They try to set something up, try to get it to Quinn in the middle. Dominiak steals it. Under a minute now. Getting tantalizingly close to overtime. The Grove trying to get through defenders. Can they get it to Farrow? They try it, far side. He's got it. Here's Chad Farrow. Motherway steps in front. And they're looking for Luster. And Woodhouse.
A little too frantic. You still had 30 extra seconds on the clock.
And now a high boot from Woodhouse. And it's 17 counting. A handball, nothing called.
They did call it there.
They did.
Have to be careful because with the kind of play that we saw there, that was definitely not inadvertent, purposeful play.
Colby Decker clearing it out, and that should, and it does, wrap up regulation. We are tied at 2. Suffield and Bacon back with the overtime in a moment here on CPTV Sports.
Your score, Bacon Academy 2, Suffield 2.
All right, so they're playing.
See rules and regulations. When the game is
don't come back yet.
After regulation, we will have 2 full 10-minute overtime periods.
So regardless of scoring a goal. Okay.
Be on the beat.
Yeah, it looks like they got a 5-minute respite here. They put 5 minutes on the clock.
I used the white line. Thermometer 6600, 67.
calling me?
As a reminder, at the end of this game, no spectators are allowed on the playing surface. I repeat, no spectators are allowed on the playing surface.
Yeah.
Another CIAC finals today. In the girls all division, Avon 1, Massic 0.
All righty. Okay. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Avon boys. Welcome back to overtime in the boys Class M state championship match. Suffield and Bacon Academy knotted at 2, and this is the first of 2 10-minute overtimes, Frankie.
Definitely want to see a goal from either side. You don't want to root against either team, but some of these teams, they don't want to lose a game, even being co-champions. Sometimes, you want to be rewarded for the effort, but you definitely would like to see a winner come out. Both of these teams have worked hard enough to deserve it, and 2 10-minute opportunities now, so if you go down, you can't get frustrated. You have to work to get back.
Yes, you got the time. It's guaranteed, barring some sort of an emergency.
We call that silver goal.
Silver goal.
As opposed to golden goal, which is sudden death.
You can tell the wind if you can hear it through our crowd mic, and headsets starting to pick up a little bit here as the afternoon gets a little later in Middletown. And again, a huge crowd on hand to watch this Class M state championship. It'll be Suffield to kick it off.
Sometimes in the fall, the Suffield team will play Friday night games to huge crowds. So it's all about soccer in Suffield. And for Bacon Academy, this being their first championship game, they want this bad enough. It all comes down to these overtime periods. And frankly, can you see the counterattack strong enough being built for Bacon Academy? And on the other side for Suffield, can they finally get through on McHugh? They weren't able to do it in the second half.
All right. Well, now we've gotten an official ruling, and it'll be a 15-minute overtime. The clock has started, and the game has as well. I believe they're going to turn the lights on because we're going to be here for another half an hour playing soccer. You want soccer action on CPTV Sports? We're giving you bonus time in the Class M Boys State Championship game.
Full throttle.
Far side action. Bacon Academy now. Trying to control things. Suffield will get it. This is Grobe. Working it to Mangiamelli. We haven't talked much about Nicholas Mangiamelli. He lost control of it. Pinto. And up the near side is Biss, Trevor Biss. And it goes off the noggin of Tom Bartley. And a corner coming up for the Bobcats. First one of the overtime.
Just as quick as it began, you see that counterattack again. And that's where Bacon Academy has thrived in this setting.
And Goldberg with a nice ball into the box. Oh, a dangerous play. Pinto took a shove in midair. He was kind of low bridged by Woodhouse. Here comes Suffield up the other side, the near side. Della Penna, he lost it. No whistle.
Great tackle made on the ball by Slomski.
Well, Slomski with a big defensive effort, and Pinto still a little bit shaken up as he finally gets back into play.
And how about Woodhouse? That was his ball. He has the right to push the ball away, and coming down, unfortunately, was Pinto.
Ball into the middle, and Pinto now clearing it up. Farrow, middle of the field. He's got no help, but it's 1-on-4. He's going to lose that battle. Motherway.
They have to get him a line mate. Farrow hasn't had anybody to go to the dance with him, so to speak, so far today.
He's dancing down the near sideline now. Farrow with a centering pass. No one there, and again, it was 1-on-4.
That was a good shot. He was trying to get it to the far post there, trying to keep it on the ground. Again, he has nobody with him. Needs somebody to come up there alongside. They talked about dragging two men forward on those counter attacks, but it's just not helping him, not getting somebody on the other side.
Chad Farrow had an opportunity coming down that near side, but all alone, really the best he could do was try to put it, as Frankie said, on net.
It's as if they're playing a 4-5-1 now and keeping the lone striker up, but you see the man on the other side. Now they're able to get that man to help him forward.
Trying to get it to Farrow now, and Pinto, who is outstanding with the headers. Here's Farrow working his magic on the near side. He's taken down, and the ball goes out. Colin McFarland with the tackle, but a corner coming up for the Bobcats. Under 12 to go. First of the 2 overtime sessions. And we play it out. It is not sudden victory. And here comes Goldberg. Again, a nice ball. The header by Pinto. Boy, he put it right on Pinto's head, but couldn't do anything with it. Here comes Suffield.
It's almost as if when you're playing against Woodhouse, if you don't beat him on the very first pass through, you better get back on defense because Suffield is going to move quick. And if the teams are spread out, there's just not going to be a chance on Woodhouse. You need to create some kind of chaotic effort in front.
Suffield now. This is McFarland. He's got a big leg. Gets forward. An opportunity, a shot, and it's deflected away. It's an opportunity for Mangiamelli. Here's Farrow. Working 1-on-2. He's got some help coming. If he can turn, he tries. There's the help, but Woodhouse is there. Quinn finally got there to help him.
What a dangerous play for Woodhouse to go there. He's got 4 defenders with him, and he still goes after that ball despite having the attacker right on his doorstep. And you know he's a gamer. He still comes up with it.
And they'll play it back. That's Sullivan playing it to the back to the defense, and they'll play it forward for Suffield. This is Luongo, Chris Luongo. Tries to make a move and lost it. Grove had it for a moment before Biss clears. And Farrow, Chad Farrow, been quiet most of the match, but has had some runs in this overtime. And a centering pass Pinto will run it down and keep possession for Bacon Academy. Pushing it ahead. That's Ryan Slavinsky who's checked in. Bacon Academy having to use its depth now, going to the bench, Frankie, because this game has gone into overtime.
You really have to, but it's all about calculated moves at this point. You're in the first few minutes of the overtime session. You want to have the chance to get at the defense quick, and then if that fails, now you start subbing in personnel to keep them fresh for the last 4 or 5 minutes or so.
And we're down to about 9 minutes in the first overtime session. And again, we got to play both sessions out. One goal doesn't automatically win it. And this will be a throw in for Howie Kilpatrick. And it's coming right back at him.
For about 55 minutes or so in this game, it seems like it was Suffield's to win. And then after that, they still have had the brunt of the opportunity. So Bacon Academy trying to establish themselves with firm footing and saying, hey, we could win the title too.
Far side now for Bacon Academy. Slavinsky lost it. Motherway will throw it in. But Pinto really can get up in the air. What a dangerous play there. That's going against Bacon Academy. And a nice show of sportsmanship that time. I think that's Farrow. Approaching 7.5 left in the first overtime. Goldberg can't clear it. Grobe with the pressure. And now Jack Lydon. This is Lydon. Ahead. Biederman. Out in front, and he goes wide. High with it. Ryan Della Penna with a shot, a second chance. He's been dead on from about 10 yards out and couldn't put it on goal and went high.
He's the danger man. We've seen him have a game-winning goal earlier on in this playoff. When they played Plainville and they had that flat game, he scored in the last minute.
And this is a steal by Flanagan. The cross. Pinto there. Sullivan trying to keep it in and does. Fires. Shot. Goal! They got it! Della Penna.
I just told you, Mark, how that guy could score at the end of games. You saw them throw the ball around. It was very smart because they had to beat McHugh, who was all over the place to try to save that. And he tried to get over, and it's a goal for Suffield. Big goal there for Della Penna getting off the finish. And how great is it for us, Mark, that right in front of us is Ryan Della Penna's father. You could see the emotion right there.
Well, it changed from a moment ago, certainly, when Della Penna had an opportunity and went high, and he made amends.
Hey, I heard his father say he wasn't getting fed tonight after he missed that. I heard that.
I wasn't going to mention that, but in jest, if any DCF officials are paying attention, that was totally in jest.
Well, you got to forget about it either way with that big goal by Della Penna, his second big one of the postseason. But now for Bacon Academy, that's really the glory part of having the two halves to play. You can now have a chance at scoring.
Suffield takes the lead at 3-2. It's been a match in which Suffield has had the lead now 3 times. Well, scored 3 goals and had the lead twice. And a cross over Woodhouse, but no one on the backside for Bacon Academy.
I know he hasn't been challenged too much in the last 45 minutes or so of this game, but he has to stay limber. especially as it cools down a little bit into the evening hours. You got to stay loose. Woodhouse still there, though, to make the play.
And now the folks in front of us from Suffield, the clock cannot move fast enough. With 4:53 to go, first of the 2 overtime periods.
These next 20 minutes will be an eternity for those fans. The difference between coming up a second-time champion or maybe even finishing out a second-time champion, but of the co-champion variety.
Certainly Bacon Academy with an opportunity and time to get it back. But down the side, Biederman working. Punched out along the side by Kilpatrick, so a throw-in coming for the Wildcats. And Luongo fires high and wide. There'll be another 15-minute overtime. When this one ends, they'll switch sides of the field, and it may be a bit of a factor because the sun is definitely difficult to look into at one side of the field. To our left, here's Farrell. He is taken off the ball by the defense of Suffield.
Farrell, the senior captain, you know he's not going down without a fight.
Suffield will retain possession. Colby Decker playing now for Bacon Academy. Again, the depth of the Bobcats being seen here now into this overtime. And the throw-in comes. Della Penna working, and he lost control of it out of bounds. Lights are on here in Middletown. Play continues. First of the 2 scheduled overtimes. And 2.5 to play in the first OT. Mark Robinson, Francesco Graziano Jr., and our CPTV sports crew pleased to be bringing you this Class M Boys State Championship match. And again, the header comes out, rolling just wide. Boy, it's an optical illusion from here, and many of the fans looking into the sun, we can't tell, Frankie, if it's going in.
I can't imagine how sickening of a feeling that must be for Goldberg, watching that ball bounce and bounce and bounce. But luckily for him and his teammates, it was wide.
Under 2 minutes now. Grove spinning to the outside, leaving it for Sullivan. He's hounded by Kilpatrick. Luongo gets it back to Sullivan. Give and go with Grove and Luongo. Back pass. Oh, and a great defensive play. Credit Colby Decker with recognizing that 3-man game, which was pretty.
What a pass. Very confident there to make that heel backward spinning pass and trying to find the attacker on the other end.
Corner now coming for Suffield. Kilpatrick clears it out. Another goal for Suffield would be devastating to the Bacon Academy hopes. And they have continued the pressure despite having the 1-goal lead. They got to track down the ball in the far near corner. This little throw in. Servino with it. And he's just trying to waste some time. It's poked away again with 30 seconds remaining. Suffield trying to get that corner. They can't get it. They'll work on it again. And it's taken away and then lost, and then finally Suffield knocks it out. With 14 seconds and the clock ticking away, that should do it for any threat in this first of 2 overtimes. Both teams just running back toward the sides of their benches. And we've got 15 minutes of overtime remaining in the boys' Class M State Soccer Championship. We'll come back with that second overtime in just a moment on CPTV Sports.
The administrators from Bacon Academy and Suffield report to the track. As a reminder, at the end of this game, no spectators will be allowed on the playing surface.
I have no recollection. I thought it was Sullivan. I thought it might have been Sullivan. Yeah. No, I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know. I think you might have cleaned it up.
I don't know. They're going to get ready to start, Chuck. The action resumes. The second and final overtime of this Class M Boys State Championship. Suffield with the 3-2 lead. Bacon Academy now going from our right to left as they have switched sides for the final 15. And that we can be sure of. This is Sullivan getting ahead of Pinto to Luongo in a foot race. He's got Cervoni in the middle, but he lost control of it. Nice job by Colby Decker, and that freshman has come in at some crucial minutes and done a nice job.
That was a good lob by Sullivan. Luongo running fast, but you have to see that Cervione's on the other end, and you have to get it to him with the centering pass.
Pinto now trying to start something. Luster. And Cervoni, with the height advantage, takes care of that header to Biederman. Biederman with the centering attempt, and it's kicked aside. The cross never got to the middle of the field. And Biederman will throw it in. Back and forth with Sean Sullivan a little bit. Firing it out of the corner. Motherway got in the way. And this is Luongo. Sullivan to Cervoni. Cervoni nearly got an opportunity to put one on, but couldn't control it across the back line.
It's important to remember the longer that the Suffield attack lasts, more time runs off the clock, leading to them possibly becoming a back-to-back champion.
And Bacon Academy needs to get the pressure on and get it on quickly. Sullivan lost it, middle of the field to Colin Gottlieb. Biederman trying to run it down, but that's Goldberg with it. And Luster pushed aside by Cervione. Quinn, but Motherway again getting in the way, just enough to be a pest. The big senior Ed Motherway will come over and make the throw in.
Notice later on in this game, Suffield light substitutions, it seems like, not. We're going defense to offense.
Luster gets one down deep. Woodhouse in control. Under 12 minutes remaining. The ball gets past Leiden. Leiden lost it, but his defense was there. This is Motherway. Cervione. And Motherway will get the throw in. Suffield. Fires it to Servio, and it gets by him. And in a foot race, it'll be Sean Sullivan to the corner, winning it, turning, and down he goes. And they'll call the infraction. That was against Zach Slomsky.
Yeah, you can see Suffield just taking their time a little bit to build this attack on net. Bacon Academy needs to snuff this out quick and try to really create something and create some innovative play coming back on the other end.
Colton Grove started it, and it was taken across that end line. Last touch by Suffield. And conversely, if you're Bacon Academy, you got to hustle. Got to put that ball down and get it going. If you are Connor McHugh.
McHugh wants them to spread out a little bit, though, which is a good decision. Remember, you still do have 10 minutes on the clock. You don't want to panic every time you get the ball.
Sean Sullivan working and taking an elbow from Decker.
Farrell living and dying with every possession, and that's exactly what you want to see out of your top player. His last game, and he wants to go out on top.
Well, it's an opportunity up in the Suffield defensive zone. The throw in by Decker. And it gets across the end line, and a costly turnover, I think, with time starting to run out on Bacon Academy. 9:30 with the clock ticking. You got to start to value your possessions, especially when they get deep in your opponent's zone.
But they have to do something where there's bodies in front of Woodhouse and he has trouble with the ball. Maybe even with the sunlight. Maybe you put that to your advantage and try to create an opportunity, because this goalkeeper is great in these Connecticut soccer circles.
The Senior Bowl will be held here in Middletown in a few days. The top seniors in the state play one more time in a high school competition.
Fabian Burnett will be there, a champion for Bloomfield. Maybe even Ben Woodhouse will be there. He's a junior.
You're just foreshadowing next year.
Thank God I have you in the booth with me, Mark. This overtime period, if nothing else, gives us more time to work on our act.
Gominiak sending one up ahead to Biederman. And he's just pretty much putting it in the corner and saying, take it from me. And it's a corner. And here comes Colton Grove on a slow jog to come and get it as the clock will tick under 8 minutes remaining. Grove lining things up. Only 3 guys in the box for Suffield. It's taken and controlled by Colin Gottlieb, playing it up, but can't get it past Chris Luongo. It was poked away from him by Aiden. I believe that's Aiden Armstrong back in. And Luongo just again working that corner. And the stall tactic takes off precious seconds.
But not to take anything away from the Bobcats. We've seen a couple of times in this game where they've just turned it on quick and beaten Woodhouse.
Sullivan again. On that far side, he's putting one out for Biederman, a shot that's deflected high. Nice effort.
Touch stop, because Biederman had it measured and on his way to making it a 2-goal effort. Good defensive effort. And it looks like he actually hit that wide. I thought it might have been deflected.
I thought one of the defenders got a leg on it. We're approaching 6.5 to play. 3-2, Suffield. The Wildcats controlling. Bacon Academy, to me, not showing a real sense of urgency yet. They're going to have to push those defenders up and take a gamble or two. They've got to overflow the zone, the defensive zone of Suffield. Motherway. Just popping it down. Luongo looking for Biederman. Kicked out on the side. Throw incoming. Biederman fighting with Luster and Della Penna. Just muscling him away. The old box out. And Grove puts it back in the corner. And they take it away. The official ruled an infraction and gave it back to Bacon Academy, but a inaccurate throw in. He got a whistle.
You could see Biederman just struggling with the late game action, going down to the ground and cramping up.
Suffield now. Brent Baskin got the first goal of the match. Della Penna, who's got the possible game winner. He's got the goal that made it 3-2.
With an interest towards transparency, Mark, I really thought that that first goal by Brent Baskin, the way that we've seen both defenses play, would have held up, but I should know better by now.
Quinn with the throw in. Farrow working, but Dominiak takes it from him. That's a big play by Dominiak. And here is Sean Sullivan working on Slomsky. Sullivan has help in the middle. He turns back to the outside and really just trying to pull back and stall. Thought they could have been a little bit more aggressive. Gone for the kill, maybe. Motherway letting it bounce, and now you got a situation. There's still 3 minutes to go, and you've seen it in every type of sporting competition. When you play not to lose, that's usually what happens.
The lure of a championship, Mark, can be so strong sometimes that you feel that you need to defend it. That has to be on Bacon Academy to up the tempo a little bit. You got nothing to lose. You could lose by 2 goals. It's not going to make a difference. You have to go at those defenders as hard as possible and force them to move the pace.
Bacon Academy now with about 2.5 to play. Maybe looking at its last or next to last opportunity with Farrow on the far side. Working with Goldberg into the middle. Luster had a chance. Quinn can't get it to go toward net. And the defense for Suffield is there.
How about Goldberg stopping there, allowing the defense to play out in front of him and then making the pass? Smart move.
Well, the crowd is starting to sense it as we approach the 2-minute mark left in this second and final overtime.
I think they're going to have to hold their breath a little bit, Mark.
Well, Bacon will now need to build from the back. Gottlieb starts this. And a deep ball. They try to get to Luster. Farrow's got it. He shoots wide.
And that's where you see Farrow knowing that he needed a shot on goal there.
Not a bad spot to be for Chad Farrow. He spun and fired and went about 8 feet wide. 1.5 minutes to go, and Suffield's getting a little premature in their goodbye cheer. There's still time. Woodhouse and the defense squeezing out the precious seconds trying to milk that clock dry. Sullivan will chase it down. He and Flanagan are down there, and they will an elbow, and down goes Sullivan. The elbow coming from Alex Esteve.
He's keeping the ball. You want to do something to force him to lose the ball, but not an elbow, because that can allow them to spread out a little bit and milk it a little more.
That's exactly what Grove and Sullivan are doing. A little back and forth, under a minute to play. Esteve pushing Grove down. Well, that's Pinto pushing Grove. And now Grove staying down. And he's cramped up.
They stopped the clock, though.
Well, they did.
So even if he milks it as much as possible, it's not going to matter.
He's back up. And we're going to start up the clock in a moment. Della keeping control. He gives it back now. Had to. He's ruled in favor of Bacon Academy, but Sullivan is there for the header. And Bacon Academy just cannot start to build an attack as Grove kicks it back in. Wynn finally gets it to midfield. But it goes back all the way to McHugh, and that will waste some more precious time. One more opportunity for Bacon Academy. Farrow has it poked away. Luster. Goldberg. He better fire. It's in the air. And the championship goes to Suffield. 3-2, the Class M state champs.
Your final score, Suffield 3, Bacon Academy
Suffield
2.
Still trying to control the pace throughout the whole game. Despite losing that lead, they still come out the champions. Back-to-back champions for Suffield. A big moment for them and their crowd. Bacon Academy down 2-0 in this game. What kind of will did they possess to bring it into the overtime period? Congratulations to them for being the runners-up.
Tremendous match here in Class M, and the title goes to Suffield. 3-2 over Bacon Academy. We'll take a break and come back with the celebration and the winning Wildcats in a moment here on CPTV Sports.
Winning Wildcats.
All right. Huh? Who are we going with, Frankie? Della Penna and the coach, yeah. Brian Della Penna. I'll give you the spelling when you want it. You ready? Ryan, typical spelling. R-Y, number 19. Okay, Ryan, and then Della Penna. It's a hyphenated name. First, last name. D is in dog, E, double L is in Larry, A, hyphen, P is in Paul, capital P is in Paul, E as in Edward, double N is in Nancy, A is in Albert. And scored game winner. Okay. The coach is Mark, spelling it like me. Not like me, excuse me, M-A-R-K. Beigel, B as in boy, E as in Edward, I. G as in grape, E as in Edward, L as in Larry. Suffield head coach, let me look. Beigel. Yep. That's it. Okay. Della Penna. Yep. That's it. Thank you.
jumped the hell out of the way.
And they'll be off headsets for a minute, Joe. Okay? A match for either squad. They'll play it low, back to Grove. Now he goes to the air, and a shot off the post, and a goal. It went in. Hit the far post and ricocheted in. A match for either squad. They'll play it low, back to Grove. Now he goes to the air, and a shot off the post, and a goal. It went in. Hit the far post and ricocheted in. This is Sullivan between the defenders, and a goal. He beat Woodhouse. We got a match. And a shot comes in from outside, about 25 yards out. And a shot and a goal. The header is good. The cross from Goldberg and the header have to be equally entertaining. And quickly, Suffield on the attack. And a shot. Ball trickling free. And a save sprawling. Middle is Luongo. Getting it ahead. Son Sullivan. Cross and a goal. A beautiful feed from Sullivan. Grove with the corner. Far side, the header, and a save, and then over the crossbar. Grove with a high ball deep into the box. The header. Oh, and a gorgeous stop from Colin McHugh.
They all rose up to their feet.
Playing it ahead for Luongo. Look at McHugh coming way out. A shot. High. Boy, McHugh came flying out. He collided with Luongo.
Every time McHugh wasn't able to come up with a save, it's been Kilpatrick right beside him.
Oh, they got a ball loose, and McHugh again can't find it. They play it back, and it's wide
Had
to
anybody
the left.
to go to the dance with him, so to speak, so far
Well,
today.
he's dancing down the near sideline now. Farrow with a centering pass. No one there, and again, it was 1-on-4. Leiden. This is Leiden. Ahead, Biederman. Out in front, and he goes wide. High with it. Ryan Della Penna there. Sullivan trying to keep it in, and does. Fires. Shot. Goal! They got it. Della Penna. State champ.
Your final score, Suffield 3, Bacon Academy
Suffield
2.
still trying to control the pace throughout the whole game. Despite losing that lead, they still come out the champions, back-to-back champions for Suffield. A big moment for them and their crowd. Bacon Academy.
Check 1, 2, check, mic check.
What did you skin to get that hat?
So everybody's going to kind of fill in behind me. I need Ryan. Ryan. No, it ain't cool.
Yeah.
But put the trophy out in front, so if you guys want to hold it.
No, I'm talking
just so it's in the coach. You're gonna.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Ryan stand next to me. Yeah. As soon as I'm done asking you questions, you can back in and file in with the rest of your team, and I'll talk to your coach. Okay? Does that work? Can everybody kind of fill in behind us?
Good.
Yeah, pressure. Big Rick! Count on it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ryan Della Penna, Mark Beigel, right? Beigel.
Yes, I am. An exciting overtime victory for Suffield here in the Class M State Championship. And Frankie's with the winning Wildcats.
Suffield and Bacon Academy did play 2 overtime periods today, but it was Ryan Della Penna's game winner in the first overtime that proved to be the big strike. Ryan, congratulations for winning a championship, back-to-back championships, the first time in school history that that's happened for your team. Congratulations. What are you feeling right now?
Overwhelmed with words. I can't describe the feeling. It's great to win twice in a row.
To be fair, you did make a joke that you did practice for this last night, so what about it?
I didn't really practice for this.
Putting it in the net, and he did that.
Yes, let's go with that.
And that's all that counts. Congratulations, Ryan. You can celebrate with the rest of your teammates. We're going to bring in Coach. Coach, coming in here right now. A big moment for you, as we mentioned, back-to-back championships. But the team did have a 2-0 lead, and they did lose it. Was there ever any doubt in your mind after that your team wouldn't prevail today?
Bacon Academy, they brought it today. And so it turned into a total dogfight. But we got confidence in these guys. We've been here before where chips have been against us, or the momentum seemed to change. But we came out in the overtime. We came out in the second half. I thought we played well. It's just that one little breakdown. I didn't think it affected our overall play.
You have a jacket on right now, so we can't see the remnants of that Gatorade bath, but you can tell me how that feels, especially in this cold weather.
It feels fantastic. I think every coach's dream, because that means you won it. So, absolutely.
The thrill of the victory as well as that Gatorade bath. Congratulations, Coach. 2-time champions are Suffield, the 6th in their history. Back up to the booth and Mark Robbins.
Thank you very much, Frankie. Congratulations to Suffield, Class M state champions in boys soccer. It's been a great day of soccer here at Middletown High School for my partner, Francesco Graziano Jr., and this entire and very talented CPTV Sports crew. I'm Mark Robbins saying, hope you've enjoyed it. Until next time, so long and good night, everybody. Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of fun. Good job.